Greetings, Calico fans. This is H.H. German from Sigma Comics, and we have a wonderful topic today which I'm very excited to share with you. It's been a while since we've done these videos. I've been on the road with the Sigma Comics team, spreading the message to fight animal abuse through comics with our comic book series, Here Comes Calico. And before we get started, we'd love to ask you guys to hit like on the video and the subscribe button because it does help with the algorithms. And with that, let me take a swig of my Calico mug and we'll get started on the topic of the day. Good stuff. All right. So, I'm not a huge fan of Hollywood these days. I haven't gone to the movies in quite a while. Frankly, I've been very busy. I'm not a huge movie guy. But, you know, I like my going to the movie theater and supporting some good, substantive movies. But I have been, you know, busy with the comic book series. But today we're talking about a person who I believe is I call him the best person in Hollywood, but certainly my favorite person in Hollywood. And that is Sylvester Stallone. I don't think there is anyone that I look up to in general more than Sylvester Stallone. I think it's fair to say that he's my idol. I think it's fair to say that. And let me tell you why. First of all, he's just incredible. What he's been able to do. Understand the following. This is someone who started in Hollywood. I think the first thing I saw him in was Lords of Flatbush. I don't know if that was his first thing, but I remember. Now I saw this, you know, years later, so that wasn't the very first thing I saw him. The very first thing I saw him as a kid was Rocky. Okay, as a kid, I was a little kid, and I saw Rocky, and I didn't even understand. I don't even think I spoke English when I was watching that movie, and I understood everything about that movie. Think about that for a second. Just imagine being, and then you're on top of that, you're a kid. So I was a child watching this movie, okay? Not knowing the language well, yet I was able to walk out of that movie theater in awe of this man, okay? Not only did I get the story, but it had an impact. That's a powerful thing, okay? And this is what this man did. He's a brilliant writer. He's a wonderful actor. And he just was a seminal part of the action universe in Hollywood in the, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, and to this day. But really what makes him stand out for me is the fact that he had this idea, okay? He wrote the thing. He went to the Hollywood machine, and he walked out of there with his idea intact, projected onto the screen. And he acted in the movie. He did the job himself. It's a very H.H. German kind of thing, right? Do everything yourself. It's a very Sigma thing. It's a very Sigma Comics thing. All right? By definition, we don't follow the pack, right? We do our own thing. You can't get more Sigma than Stallone. I mean, this guy said, all right, you guys are doing your thing. Here's my thing. And by the way, I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to do it like this. Boom. He put it out there, and it was a massive success. Massive. I don't know what the numbers are for the Rocky #1 movie, just on its own to this day, because I know that, you know, the thing keeps selling. But it led to one of the most successful franchises in Hollywood history. And God bless him and his family for that. I think, frankly, Sylvester Stallone is not only just an incredible creator, a legend in his own right, but he's a wonderful piece of America. He's just a wonderful representative of what it means to be an American, to pursue a dream and to achieve it, and to just keep churning that into so many other opportunities. Do you realize how many jobs Sylvester Stallone has created in his life? Think about that for a second. For all of the creations, it's not just the Rocky series, folks. He did Rambo. Okay? He did Cobra. He did Over the Top. All these things, countless movies that he has. Let me tell you, he's done so many movies. He's been in so many movies that I forget a bunch of them. But so many of them are good. Okay, and that's the key. Successful box office hits. And creating and launching other, other spin-offs from these movies, like Creed and whatnot. Wow, this is unbelievable. When you actually start thinking about what this man has done, what a wonderful American story, and what a wonderful person to emulate and to strive to be. And also, this is someone who created a model for success, right? Because when you're a first out the gate type of person who does this, a pioneer, you basically give a template for others to emulate and follow, right? So you basically, it's sort of like the the Ferdinand approach, or the Columbus approach, where you set out to find a way to reach these lands, and finally you get it, and you map these territories, and other people can do it. Anyway, the bottom line is, it's not an easy thing. And on one end, the navigator example, wow, what a bad example. But in another vantage, it's a fantastic example, because let me tell you, it wasn't a given. You're doing this with no history. You're just going out there and sort of praying that you're gonna get to a place. It's like going to the moon, back in the 60s or whatnot. So again, this is somebody who laid the groundwork for successfully putting out a creative body of work in Hollywood, which was not an easy thing, folks, and to this day is not an easy thing. So, thank you, Mr. Stallone, for being who you are and for doing what you've done. Again, I certainly consider myself, a huge fan. And again, this person is he's my idol. So, just imagine coming out with your own thing, fighting the engine, the machine, the beast, and coming out a winner. And not only that, but also launching many, many more successful projects, and in doing so, giving opportunities to so many other people, creating more additional franchises, etc., 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 etc. Wow, those are really the three letters, WOW, that I can think of when it comes to Sylvester Stallone. And here he is to this day, working and putting out a successful project. His project, I believe, is there's a Netflix series that he's playing a mob person in on a Netflix movie series. I don't know what the name of the series is. I'm not watching it only because I've been extremely busy. I'm the kind of person that I consider myself a fan, but not your typical fan that's going out and buying all these things, and I know all the movies. I'm a very busy person focused on what I'm trying to do, which is the fight against animal abuse. And these are people who inspire me to go out and do and be successful, to do what I'm doing. So again, he does have this series that again is pretty successful there on Netflix, and I invite all of you to go to Netflix and support and check that series out. I certainly will be among those who will be checking the series out as soon as I have time. Again, that's the wonderful thing about the streaming services, that they, they're on there, and you could always, whenever you have time, go and download the thing and watch it when you have time. So I definitely will be catching up on the series. And again, I do know that he plays a mob boss, so I'm very excited to look forward to seeing him in that regard. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about Stallone because you know, not a long one, but he represents just so much that is good. He's a true piece of Americana, and frankly, I think he should be awarded some kind of honorary, title or something, by this country, by the whatever administration, this administration or the one who comes next. I just think that he's done so much for our culture. Frankly, it transcends film in Hollywood. It's culture. I think he's done so much for our culture. He's brought people together from different creeds and backgrounds, and under one concept and under one belief that you can be better. You don't have to be the biggest or the brightest, but as long as you have will and guts and gusto, you can summon up. You can summon up what you need to get the job done. And that's what I see in all of his characters. It's a very powerful base that he operates from. And it's so inspirational. Every word he puts out there. I'm just a huge fan of the man. And I think that you will be too if you aren't already. I mean, he's been around for many years. If you don't know Stallone, I mean, I'm sure you know who he is, but if you don't know all of his work, go out and take a look at what this man is doing. It's just incredible stuff. And I think a lot of us owe a lot of just a debt of gratitude to the man. So, Mr. Stallone, if as if he's watching this, if you ever watch this, thank you for being you. And, keep eating healthy and staying healthy, because we want you around for many decades and generations to come. Thank you for being you. So now that that's been said, I'm going to take another swig of this, because that was quite a bit. And invite you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you like the video. And we do have a project right now. We were talking about Mr. Stallone's projects, but let's talk about Here Comes Calico. It is coming, launching in September, on September 5th on Kickstarter. Yes, we crowdfund all of our comics. And why do we do that? Because we want more and more people to learn about our cause. And what is our cause? Our cause is the fight against animal abuse through comics. And that's what we do better than anyone else. We're the only publisher in America fighting comics, fighting animal abuse through comics, I should say. Good correction there. But Here Comes Calico, issue 7 features the Calico. Hector Gill gets intel on people who abuse and kill animals and goes after those assholes with extreme justice. So go out there and on Kickstarter and hit the sign up to be notified, or if it's already active, because I do these videos ahead of time, hit the back this project button. It's called Here Comes Calico issue 7 on Kickstarter. It's either sign up to be notified if it's before September 5th. If it's after September 5th, it is back this project once you hit the Here Comes Calico issue 7 profile page there on Kickstarter. Okay, so go to Kickstarter.com, type in Here Comes Calico issue 7, or just Here Comes Calico. I'm sure issue 7 will come up. And then back this project, or sign up to be notified. Thanks again, folks. And with that, keep fighting for animals.